Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this afternoon, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my double dribbling, traveling brother, Alex.
I love to travel. Traveling is great.
I didn't mean traveling like that.
What do you mean?
I've seen you play basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I love taking 10 steps before.
The rules say 2.
2? Oh, I take more than 2.
2
It's
dozen.
the only way I can get to the basket.
That's right. Yeah, I know.
Episode 41 is our NBA preview.
That's right. Hence the basketball references. We are going to preview the 2018-2019 NBA season coming your way very, very soon. The season starts on Tuesday, Wednesday?
Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday. We'll call it Tuesday. It doesn't matter. It's only Saturday, so we're not spoiling anything here. But we're going to talk a little NBA today. Don't worry, folks. You'll get your regular dose of the Positive Sports Podcast later on this week. But today it is all NBA preview. We're going to see what Alex thinks about the new NBA season coming up. It's a shame that we're doing this on episode 41 because the most famous 41 that I can think of is a baseball player.
41. Seaver didn't wear 41.
Tom Seaver.
He did wear 41.
Tom Terrific. That's right.
Wow. Okay.
Well, but there's another good 41, and it is basketball, but not pro basketball.
Who?
The guy from Michigan. Shoot, his name.
My God.
His name escapes me now.
There is no 41.
Yeah, there is. At Michigan, oh my God, they won the national championship.
He must not be that good.
They won the national championship in '89.
I don't know who it was.
Well, I shouldn't have said that.
Was it any of the Fab Five? No.
No, it was before the Fab
then-
Five. Glenn,
right? No,
Glenn...
I was going to say Glenn Rice.
Glenn Rice!
It is Glenn Rice?
It is Glenn Rice.
Oh, snap. Hey, man.
It is Glenn Rice, right? Now,
Better-
jeez, I got to check now. I am...
Better lucky than good.
I
Hey,
tell
if
you
you
what,
guys
man.
have not checked out our NFL preview episode 35 and MLB preview episode number 9, go back, take a look at them. Since we're talking preview episodes here, go check out episode 35, our NFL preview, our Major League Baseball preview. I know the season's over, but we're into the postseason. Go check out episode 9 for that, and obviously this episode number 41 for the NBA 2018 and 19 basketball season.
That's right.
Let's
All right.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Where do you want to go first?
Man, I'm ready. The Warriors are going to win it all. That's it. My preview's done.
Good night, folks. Well, let's start with the off-season stuff. What big off-season news? The off-season was pretty quiet.
Was it? No.
I mean, what happened? Did any big name players switch teams or anything like that?
No, we just had, it was a bunch of chess playing, free agents out there.
The biggest move of the season, without a doubt,
Boogie.
chess.
Boogie.
That's right. Chess playing.
Chess playing?
No, he's playing chess. We're playing checkers.
Right.
DeMarcus Cousins going from New Orleans to the Warriors. Who do you think got the better end of that?
Oh, shit. Well, DeMarcus Cousins, because nobody else wanted him.
And he got $5 million out of it.
And he got $5 million out of it. And he's not even going to be playing until, around the All-Star break, I think.
Yeah.
So, half a season for...
It's not bad for $5 million.
Not
I'd
bad.
do it.
Does he really make a difference? Is he going to make a difference
I
on
don't
that
think
team?
he's going to make a difference to that team. No, I think the difference is very, very small. Look, he's a great basketball player. Great might be overstepping it. He's a very good basketball player. But the fact of the matter is he's a head case. And as much as he's good at getting you points and rebounds, he's also good at getting you technical fouls, getting your rhythm broken, your concentration broken on what you're trying to get done by arguing with your coach or amongst the teammates. And he's good at riling up the other team. So as much positive as he brings to the table, he does bring a certain weight that is not helpful. And the fact of the matter is that since he left Sacramento, he's been hurt a lot. He's coming off of a serious Achilles injury. And he's probably not going to be as good as he once was, and I don't think he's going to be that much of a factor.
He's gonna play, but I don't think that shit is gonna fly on the Warriors team. Not when you have Kerr as the coach and you have Draymond Green. I don't think that's gonna fly.
It certainly shouldn't.
I just don't think it will.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. You needed us more than we needed you. I think this is that type of case.
Yeah, but in the NBA, that's not the way it works, because in the NBA, the player is everything. And even marginal players, even marginal players. Look, Jimmy Butler is not a superstar, but Jimmy Butler is making basically calling all the shots with Minnesota right now. It's nuts. And so while I agree with you that DeMarcus Cousins needs the Warriors more than the Warriors need him, he's the player, and the player, man, makes an awful lot of noise.
That's an interesting situation in Minnesota, I must say.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's so juicy, man. It's like a soap opera. Could you imagine going in there and just talking all this shit? If you were just, behind the scenes looking for Jimmy just to come in there and just talk all this mess and take a third string team, the bench, against the starters and beat them?
Well, that just goes to prove that team
man.
is not very good. And that team doesn't have a lot of heart. That's part of the problem. Here's what I think. I think Jimmy Butler and Karl Anthony Towns would be fine. I think the problem is Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins has never displayed the number one pick caliber basketball that we expected from him when he was picked number one. But worse yet, he hasn't displayed the kind of heart that you need to be a successful player, a really successful player in the NBA, an iconic NBA leader, a number one on a team. He's just along for the ride, collecting a paycheck, it seems, and I think he's the real problem there. Jimmy Butler just happens to be the biggest mouth on that team, and that's why. And he wants out, and he's going to get himself out.
I don't know, man. It almost feels like Minnesota doesn't want to let him out.
Well, of course they don't.
Either just to be an asshole about it, and
no, it has nothing to do with being an asshole. But look, they're not going to get compensated for Jimmy Butler properly. On the basis of talent, they're going to have to take a discount because of his mouth. So and they don't like that, and I don't blame them because they've got three really good players, but one of them shows no heart, and now the other one doesn't want to be there.
Now, I don't mean to go completely the other way, but Jimmy Butler and Odell. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. That's all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. Just saying.
A very similar situation.
Just saying. One got crucified. The other one
is getting crucified.
Okay, so let's get into it, man. Well, we already got into it.
Yeah, we're already into it.
We're knee deep. We're balls deep. Who the hell is going to challenge the Warriors in the West?
Nobody.
Right? Really? Are you saying that just because, or do you really believe? Because I'll tell you something. LeBron going to the West, to the Lakers, I think is great for the league. I think it opens things up, especially obviously in the East. This is going to be one of the better NBA seasons that we've had. Like more exciting. It's not going to be lopsided where we know the top 2 or 3 teams are going to, you know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be other.
So we took the best player in the world out of the weaker conference that sucked.
It doesn't suck.
Well,
LeBron is just that good.
It did suck. Last year,
it didn't.
The East sucked.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And we put them in the already talent-loaded West.
It's not really that loaded. It's not that loaded.
Name the best players in the NBA, and it's going to take you a while to get to an Eastern Conference player.
The Lakers could easily be seeded 3, 4, or 5 this season. The West is not that good. It's not as great as it's been in the past, is what I'm saying. And I think, I just feel that there's good players in the East, and That's how good LeBron has been. I think that will get exposed of what good players we have in the
I'll
East.
tell you what. Let's go through a little exercise here.
I'm just saying.
Tell me who the top 5 players in the NBA are right now.
Top 5 players?
Yes.
I mean, Curry, Durant, LeBron, Antetokounmpo. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I mean, most will have him. I don't have him top 5. Well, I'm not going to put him top 5. Anthony Davis? That's fine. They're in the West. I don't care about that.
But that's my point. My point is, it's lopsided. You took the
It's
one.
not lopsided. You know why? Because there's
all
only
the talent
one.
in the
Yeah,
West.
but there's only one team that's loaded. Tell me who else the Pelicans have that's going to help out Anthony Davis.
Nobody.
Nobody. That's what I'm saying.
Who does LeBron have?
He's got potential. He's got young potential. They're talented. It's just a matter of meshing. That's all it is.
That's not gonna work. In LA.
LeBron is that good though that he can get it.
I'll
to
tell
work.
you what. If the Lakers make it to a 3 seed, if the Lakers make it to a conference finals, LeBron elevates himself in the him versus Jordan conversation because it'll be a miracle. That team is one turnover away from completely exploding because it's more of a there's more sideshow there than there is basketball show. LeBron is the only basketball show, but the sideshow you've got Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee. Who's the other guy? Rondo. Who's the other one? Beasley.
Yeah.
Oh, and you still have the guy who could beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1 over and over again.
Actually, you haven't heard of the dad.
Isn't that amazing?
It's the LeBron effect.
You think?
Oh yeah, you don't think so? I mean, it's just funny how as soon as LeBron signed,
and the season hasn't started yet. Let's wait till the season starts.
LeBron's got a lot of pull. I'm pretty sure
LeBron's not going to go up to that man and shut him up.
Well, Magic will.
Magic might, but LeBron no.
I mean, okay, so if we go through the West, I mean, who's if you had to rank them right now? I mean, who's the best team? If we're not ranking like playoffs, just who do you have? And it could be in no particular order.
Hey, look, obviously the Warriors are the best team in the West.
Okay.
And it's, I hate to say this, but it's their championship to lose. I don't see anyone else really making a run at them. What's going to be interesting about the NBA, what you see as interesting about the NBA and specifically the Western Conference is all of the jumble for second place, which is nice. It's interesting, but it's still second place, right? When during the course of the season, we're going to be far more entertained by the antics going on in Houston with Carmelo, in LA with LeBron and the rest of those people, in OKC with Russell Westbrook and Paul George. We're going to be far more interested in all of those histrionics than we are in who's actually winning the West, which is going to be the Warriors.
Right, but that doesn't mean it's going to equal to a championship. I mean, the Rockets would have beaten them last year, and I don't want to go to.
Hold on.
They would have beaten them if Chris Paul didn't get hurt. You don't think they would have beaten them?
Oh my God! You know what I'm going to do?
I'm just saying.
We never, ever edit these podcasts.
Okay.
I am going to edit this podcast, and right there, right after you said that, I'm going to pull that clip.
That's fine.
From episode 21 or whenever it was, where you said the Rockets have no chance with the Warriors, where you said the Rockets are nothing for the Warriors.
Yes, but I'm just saying they were up 3-2. They had a chance. I was wrong, but I'm saying that they had a chance. No
revisionist history.
Didn't they have a chance at 3-2? Don't you think they had a chance?
Even when the Rockets were up in that series, you said the Rockets sucked.
Yeah, because James Harden is trash. I don't like James Harden. That's who I was going to put in the top 5. I'm sure everybody else had James Harden in the top 5. I don't have him in the top 5. I'm just saying the Rockets had a chance.
That is, in the 41 episodes we've done, that is the most backwards talk you've done.
I'm not doing. Oh my God! If a team is up 3-2, they have a chance.
I think at 3-2 you said they have no chance.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember that far back. I barely remember yesterday. I don't think you're giving enough credit to the other teams in the West. And you know what? The Warriors got a lot of miles on them. So, Klay Thompson could easily be thinking about where he's going to play next year. Draymond Green is still Draymond Green. He's good for a couple ejections. It's Kevin Durant could be thinking about where he's going next year. I mean, yes, they have all the talent in the world, and that's a fucking easy pick. I don't want to do an easy pick. I mean, I really think that the West is going to be better. I mean, you got teams that could.
I do think again. I think the Warriors are going to win the West easily, but I do think it's going to be. I do agree with you here. It's going to be entertaining to see what happens 2 through 8, because.
So you don't think the Rockets can compete with the Warriors again?
My feeling on the Rockets is I feel like if they were ever going to win the West, it was last year. It just last year, the way their season went, it felt like everything was just falling into place. And then that one blip at the end where Chris Paul got hurt, I think really hurt them and cost them and took away their opportunity. They won a franchise record
like 65?
65 games last year. I don't think they're going to do that again. And quite frankly, I think bringing Melo on is a bit of a problem. Because now you have to find minutes for a guy who loves to shoot the ball, who is an ISO machine, who doesn't play defense.
It's funny you say that because I've seen the projected starting lineups for the... He's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. That is great.
Is this where you want me to pull the clip from that podcast
No.
where you said he should be 6'man"?
No, you don't have to. But,
I mean, I'll
I'm
do
just
you
saying.
since I'm going to throw you under the bus on the
That's
first
okay.
one, I'll do you a solid on this one.
Listen, this is perfect for the Rockets. I think this is what they wanted. And I think he's going to embrace this coming off the bench. I
hope
do.
so, but remember, he basically ran D'Antoni out of New York.
Yeah, but he's on a team now where he's not the only superstar.
Right.
He's not. I don't think he's a superstar anymore. He's not the only.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? It's harder than Chris Paul.
Admittedly, it's a very different setup now than it was in New York. I mean, in New York, he was the one, and
that was a hot mess from top to bottom.
Yes, it is a very different. It is a very different setup. I'll agree with you there, but it's just one of those things. I think where, when you have a bad relationship with somebody, and they admittedly on both sides had a bad relationship. The first time something goes wrong, you're going to go back to that bad relationship or go back to that manner of dealing with each other. And will that mess up the train that the Rockets have going over the last couple of years? And my feeling is that it will. That team is not. They're not going to win 65 games, and that's 65. Winning 65 games is not the be all end all. It doesn't guarantee you a championship. It doesn't. Not winning 65 doesn't eliminate you from winning the championship. Obviously, they're going to be in the playoffs. But I just feel like it's going to be a struggle for them. And the Warriors don't have that.
I couldn't disagree with you more. I think this is a very good situation for the Rockets. I'm not saying they're going to... I doubt they win that many games again. But it's going to be between the Rockets and the Warriors at 1 and 2. I mean, I just really think Melo coming off the bench and bringing Capella back,
which is huge.
Keeping PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon. I mean, they've just added to what they did last year.
Right, they're bringing pretty much the same team back.
So I like it.
With the addition of Melo, my other concern with the Rockets is Chris Paul is now another year older.
Yeah,
and he has a lot of miles on him. So we're pretty clear. We think Warriors, Rockets 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Now it gets really interesting.
Yeah,
right?
I think this is where it gets a little difficult.
At 3,
the Thunder.
I like the Thunder.
Bringing back PG Paul George
Had
was
to
huge.
happen. Had to happen for them.
And the
right?
fact that he wanted to come back to them.
Which is kind of surprising.
I mean, who else would you put? I mean, you think Utah, Denver has the type of team to really...
Denver, not so much, but Utah, I think, is a very good team
Yeah.
that could challenge things. Another year with Donovan Mitchell. Gobert is getting better all along the way. I think that team is poised to make a bit of a jump. They're good, and they play in a relatively easy division. Not that it makes that much of a difference in terms of in the NBA like it does in other sports,
Right.
but that is an easy division because I don't think Denver's that good. They rely on that
Jokic,
whatever
the Joker.
guy. The Joker, and I don't think Denver's that good. Period. Minnesota, we've already talked about, kind of falling apart, and the Trailblazers, who
I was so high on them last year. I really thought they were going to make some noise.
Could you have done less in the offseason than the Trailblazers? Did they do? I mean, did they go on vacation? They went on vacation. They did nothing.
I don't know who if they signed someone, it wasn't anybody of significance. No. And I was going to bring this up later, but since you brought up the Trailblazers, Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum, who gets traded first? Because I really think one of them is going to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they should just blow it up. The expectations have been so high the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, but either one of those guys could be gone. I feel like the Trailblazers think that Damian Lillard is the face of the organization, so I think they'd get rid of McCollum first. But
they can get so much more for Lillard.
Yeah, but quite frankly, to me, they're the same. They're both very good guards that play zero defense. I mean, so they've done nothing to help themselves. So Utah to me is a team that can really kind of come forward, really take a step forward this year. They won 48 games last year. I think they'll break 50 this year.
You think they'll break 50?
Yeah, I do. I really
they could. Yeah, so I mean, so that would be your so that would be one of your 3 or 4 seeds, 5 seed. I mean, who else?
Yeah, I mean,
there's just not that much more in the West, man. They're really mediocre, I think, from 5 and on.
You're very top heavy.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. I feel like everything's shifted. It's opened it up now for the East to be a little more, and we'll get to the East later, but I'm just saying from 1 through 8 to be a little more even, I guess.
Yeah, but I still think that you're going to have to win 44, 45 games to make the playoffs in the West, whereas you might get in with 38 wins in the East. It's a big difference.
Okay, so let's
moving on to the Pacific, you've got Golden State, and you've got the Lakers, Clippers, Suns, and Kings in that division. I take it back. I said the Oklahoma City Utah division was easy. This one
might be a little more easier.
Yeah, because the Clippers are playing for 2019. I mean, they didn't sign anybody. They let people leave, and they cleared out cap space. So they've got cap space. The conversation with the Clippers is, who are they going to go after?
Right.
Because they've got the money to, and they're in LA, they've got the money to really go out and make some moves in free agency next year. But as far as what they're going to do in 2018, they don't look like a very good basketball
lottery team, maybe.
Probably. Sacramento is terrible as well. They won 27 games last year, and I think they're actually projected to win less this year.
My sleeper team.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm telling you, man. They got some young talent. They're going to be all right.
They're going to win 25 games.
They're going to be all right.
It's not good. Less than 30. And then you've got Phoenix. Phoenix is an interesting situation because they've now got DeAndre Ayton, who is supposed to be the thing, right?
Right.
And out west, I think he can be the thing.
Yeah.
Who else is really going to challenge him in terms of big man? The only other real big man that's going to give him trouble is going to be Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but I think the question there has to be, what is he surrounded with?
He's not surrounded with much.
I mean, Devin Booker, but I don't know that his time. I don't feel like he's gonna be there long for some reason.
And that's a very young team.
Yeah.
Phoenix is the kind of team that we'll probably be talking about in 2 seasons.
Maybe.
I feel like 2020 we're going to be talking about Phoenix because they've got a very, very young team, and I like Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker's a star in the making.
He's gonna be out, by the way, to start the season.
I think Devin Booker stinks. No, I think long term, I think Devin Booker is going to be a very good player, and I think DeAndre Ayton's going to be good too.
You think so?
So, I feel like Phoenix is a conversation for 2020, not a conversation for 2018. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, those 3 teams that you mentioned, Clippers, Suns, Kings. I mean, they're just not going to be competing much.
Hey, let's make a little side bet right here.
Okay.
So the Lakers, right? Because let's face it, everyone's gonna watch the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
Right? Whether you're in the West, the East, whether you like LA, hate LA, whether you care about basketball or not,
You're gonna stay up late at night.
we're gonna watch a shit ton of
Yeah.
Lakers basketball. They won 35 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in LeBron James and a couple other pieces. They are projected to win 48 and a half. Do they go over 48 and a half or do they go under 48 and a half?
I say under.
Okay.
47.
Well, hold on. Thank you. Because I say under as well.
Uh-huh.
So I was going to pin you to a number.
Oh,
right?
okay.
I didn't want us.
Okay.
I didn't want us to both pick under.
Right.
And then so.
Okay,
So
I think 47.
write this one down. 40.
Right.
You're right. 47 for the Lakers. I think the Lakers win 45 games and barely get into the playoffs.
Really? You
Yes.
think barely?
Barely. I think you need to win 44, 45 games to get in the playoffs in the West.
Shit. Well, with 47, they should be
six
top
seed.
5.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
65.
3 to 5. 3 to
Yeah.
5.
Well, not 3. Probably more like 4 to 6.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It might get you. Well, let's see. Hold on. Last year.
I mean, think about this for a second. Seriously, like
OKC and Utah. You needed 47 wins to get into the playoffs last year.
yeah, but look at the teams that made the playoffs and Minnesota, man, they were an 8 seed, right? They
Yeah.
were. I mean, San Antonio is not going to be as good, I believe.
No, yeah, but regardless of who made the playoffs last
okay,
year,
what you needed.
the wins are the wins, right? So last year, 43 wins got you in the East, 47 got you in the West. So
Yeah,
I'm
right,
saying
I see what you're
45.
That might not get them.
I mean, that might not get them in.
I mean, look, I don't want to make this a LeBron James episode, okay? But as much as I don't think he's the GOAT and better than Jordan and never will be, as much grief as I give him, okay? What he has done to make teams better is why would I doubt it here? Why would I doubt?
Here's another question: how far does LeBron have to take the Lakers for you to say
It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, he's as good as Jordan.
No, it doesn't matter what he can win a championship this year. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah, his finals record is never gonna be the same.
You're right.
I mean, I'm sorry, the 6-0 weighs a lot. That's just it weighs a lot, and what Jordan did in the finals and in the playoffs is it's just a matter of being a better competitor, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, LeBron James is going to have the stats over Jordan when it's all said and done.
I think if LeBron took this team as presently constructed, if he took this team to the finals and made what would it be his 10th appearance in a row in the finals? Man, I don't know if I'd call him. Yeah, even then I'd be hard pressed, I guess, to call him as great as Jordan. But
let's rewind a little bit. What did I say at the beginning? And I think you kind of agree with it. After the Rockets and the Warriors, there are mediocre teams in the West.
Yeah,
and it's kind of what he had to go through in the East.
it's a bunch of mediocre teams.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I do think that this Lakers team is better than a Kyrie Irving less Cavs team, right? So the last year's team.
Oh no.
You don't think so?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He's got no number 2 here.
Sure. Brandon Ingram, he's good. Nah, he's good, bro. No, he's good. He's good. There's Kyle Kuzma. Nah, you get out of here, bro. I don't think you're giving enough credit to these. I don't think. I think you're totally wrong. I think the Lakers have a lot of. That's why I say I think 3 to 5 is where they could be seated. I really, really think so.
God. Yeah, but you've got them at 47 wins.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't get you to a 3 seed.
Well, you're basing it on last year.
I mean, but
I'm basing it on this year.
Last year you had to win 49 in the West to be a 3 seed.
Portland, okay, listen.
Last
Portland,
year you had to win 52 in the East.
Portland's not going to win 49 games this year.
But it doesn't matter. Just like the Rockets aren't going to win 65, but Golden State will win 65. Someone will win 65. It'll be Golden State this year instead of Houston. You're looking at the names. Don't look at the names. Just look at the records of what got you where. And that's my point. It took 59 in the East to have the best record in the East. It's going to take 59 again, roughly. 59, 60, right around there, right? It's not going to be Toronto, but it'll be somebody.
That's not true. It's not going to take that to get a number 1 seed. We don't know what it's going to take to get a number 1 seed.
In
any
general,
conference.
But in general, right? It's going to take more than 48.
I don't know. I don't know, man. 47 may be the number to get them a 5 seed, a 4 seed.
Yeah, a 4 or 5 seed, I can believe that.
Okay.
But to get them all the way up to 3, it's more wins. In general, that's the way it works.
I don't think so, bro.
It could happen for sure. It could, the entire Western Conference could kind of crash down on itself and everyone's mediocre and they make it by a tiebreaker. But 47 is likely not going to get them a 3 seed. If you go back in history and look at the last 5 years at the 3 seed, more often than not, it's more than 47 wins. But I just don't think. There's so many head cases on that team. It's a big adjustment. None of these guys. Here's the thing. None of these guys have ever played with LeBron.
Right.
And none of these guys are Dwayne Wade. None of these guys are Chris Bosh. None of these guys are Kyrie Irving. None of these guys are even Kevin Love. You're asking a lot for these guys to mesh together to get to 50 wins, which is what I think it'll take to be a 3 seed. And to me, if LeBron gets them to a 2 seed, if LeBron gets them to the conference finals, holy shit, what an incredible job by him. I think half the reason he went to LA is for that, is to prove that he is that good. But I just don't see it.
I don't think they have to be Kevin Love or Kyrie Irving. They just don't have to be J.R. Smith. Okay?
But here's the thing. Is it, and you're proving my point, isn't Lance Stevenson closer to J.R. Smith than to Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, but he's a better baller.
Isn't J.R. Isn't Rajon, isn't Beasley a lot closer?
Yeah, but
that's the problem I have with this Lakers team. I agree with you. I think there's a lot of talent there. But there's too many head cases. There's too many J.R. Smiths between the ears to offset the talent that they have.
Yeah,
and that's my worry with them. And that's why I have them lower than you do, I guess.
But LeBron is not a substitute teacher. He's you know what I'm saying? He's
the teacher.
He's the teacher. So
he's the teacher of the year.
And if they can't respect that, then they might as well, hit the road. I
can't imagine with this team. You know what's funny about this?
I think they're going to be must watch. Aside from the names and all that, I think their play is going to be must watch.
They're going to be must watch because A, they have the best player on the planet. B, they're in one of the glamour cities. And C, they are going to be drama every night.
I don't think
Here's
so.
the other thing you have to remember. Walton is a good coach, but he's a young coach. I mean, is he even old enough to shave?
I'd say he handled Draymond Green and that group over for a good...
There's a difference between being a caretaker and being the head man, right? Players of Draymond Green's caliber and of LeBron James' experience, they'll listen to someone temporarily, right? They'll listen to someone and go, all right, whatever. Coach Kerr will be back in a few weeks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, we got to listen to this knucklehead all year.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say knucklehead because I think Walton's a very good coach and I think he's going to be able to handle the situation. But there is that factor also that you have to consider with the Lakers is that that place could explode just because they've got a very young coach. You just don't know what's going to happen with head cases and a really young coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. The Lakers will be must-see TV in October when the season starts. They will be must-see TV in April when the season ends, and likely in May as they make a run through the playoffs, because I think they will make the playoffs, and I think they'll be entertaining. Unless they have to play the Rockets or the Warriors in the first round, they could win their first round series, and it could be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it could. Who else in the West?
The other interesting thing in the West is going to be, how do the Spurs deal with basically, I mean...
It almost feels like they have a brand new roster, but they really don't.
I was just
going to
say,
but they don't.
It's kind of an overhaul.
Yeah?
I'm very curious to see how DeMar DeRozan does with Popovich.
He's out to prove something, is what I think.
I think people are sleeping on the Spurs. They won 47 games last year. Their over-under this year is 43.5. I think they're going to be better than their over-under. I think Popovich will coach that team up. I think DeMar DeRozan will play with a chip on his shoulder and try to prove something. And I don't want to say this because it's going to sound bad, but I think it's good that those older gentlemen have moved on. Because I think Tony Parker and even Manu Ginobili to an extent have weighed them down a little bit in the last couple of years in terms of athleticism. Certainly their knowledge of the game and the way the Popovich system works was a big asset, but physically I think they were slowing down. And so it'll be interesting to see this team now with all young blood and led by DeMar DeRozan. I think they're going to be pretty good.
I think Aldridge is the key to that team. As long as he stays healthy,
yeah,
and he's got to really play good this season, I think he's going to be a big factor on that team.
And then the Pelicans, man, if Anthony Davis could get some help, I think Anthony Davis is going to have a breakout year. And I know that sounds kind of silly because he was third in scoring last year, and
defense.
top defensive player, top 5 in rebounds, and here I am calling for a breakout season. I think he's going to be even better this year.
Good enough that it gets him traded?
I don't. Well, is he becoming a free agent at the end of the year?
I believe so.
I don't think they're going to trade him.
No.
I think they're going to try to keep him. Remember, the Pelicans can give him more money than anyone else. So.
Yeah, but I mean, shit, you're not going to put anything else around him and sacrifice your.
That might be why he decides to leave. But at the end of the day, the other side of that coin is. That's where he can make the most money. So, no, I don't think they're going to trade him, but I think he is going to be a beast this year. I think he is just continuing to get better, and, I think he's going to...
He really is, but it's a shame it's going to waste because...
Yeah, because
you're not going to sniff the second round, ever.
He is going to single-handedly take them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately...
Which he basically did last year.
Yeah.
And he didn't win MVP.
No.
Yeah, okay.
But he's amazing. Hey, here's another question. How many wins do the Lakers have to get for LeBron to win MVP?
I think he just has to make the playoffs.
Really?
I think so.
So let's say 45 wins makes the playoffs. Let's just say that makes the 8 seed. That's a 10-win improvement. That gives him MVP? I think he's got to do more than that.
I mean, do they make the playoffs without him and the team?
Well, no, they don't. But you could say that about the Cavs too, and he didn't win MVP over there. You know, the bar for LeBron.
I don't know. I mean,
the bar for LeBron to win MVP is much higher than anyone else's, right? If his team makes the playoffs, if his team makes the playoffs, and it's clear that his team would not make the playoffs without him. Case in point, this year, right? If the Lakers make the playoffs, the Cavs are not going to make the playoffs. All you have to do is look back to last year and say, well, the Cavs made the playoffs with LeBron, didn't make it this year. The Lakers didn't make the playoffs without LeBron last year. This year they did. Man, LeBron's super valuable, but that's not the way it works for the guy.
But he's coming to this is a completely new situation for him. So
I know, but my point is, you know, being the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs, being the difference of 10 wins. For LeBron, doesn't seem to be enough.
Yeah.
You know, but LeBron seems to have to do more.
Yeah, no.
Because it's LeBron.
And I totally agree with you. And you can tell by the MVP vote in the past couple of years that he has not won it. And, I mean, right? So, no, I agree. You're right.
So
you're right. So
that's what makes, hence my question is like, how many wins do the Lakers have for them to go, oh yeah, this guy's the MVP?
83-0.
There's only 82 games in the season.
Right, they're gonna play a 1-game playoff.
game 83 to see who gets in.
Right. I mean, yeah, you're right. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what the hell he has to do. That's a great question.
I mean, if let's say the Warriors win 65, let's say the Rockets win 60, and the Lakers win 58 games. That's a 23-game improvement. Does he not win MVP?
Yeah, you got to give it to him.
I mean,
you have to.
If it clear-cut 3-team in the West.
You have to. You have to.
Amazing.
I don't care what Curry and Durant did. I think you have to give it to him.
Yeah. I mean, that guy. Yeah, it'd be tough. But the bar is so high for him.
Any team you see in the West that may come out of nowhere. I mean, I think
the Jazz.
The Jazz, you think?
I'm high on the Jazz.
So you think they could be as high as third?
I think I don't think they can be as high as third. I think they're going to be the 3 seed. Okay. I think the Jazz, and look, they're projected to win 48 games, so it's not totally out of left field. But I think we're not talking about them at all because, well, they don't have LeBron and they don't have an Anthony Davis and they're not the Warriors and they don't have the triple-double machine that is Russell Westbrook and they don't have the beard that they have in Houston. They don't have any really catchy thing. And so no one's really talking about them, but I think that they are, as presently constructed, I think they're a very good team, and I think Donovan Mitchell's the real deal. So, yeah, for me, the surprise team in the West, which to me should be no surprise, is Utah.
Okay.
How about you?
Man, I don't know. I really, I mean, surprise as far as like to make the playoffs, or I mean just
whatever surprise.
I mean, I think. I mean, you're gonna fucking roll your eyes, but I think the Kings are gonna be decent. I'm serious. I think the Kings are going to be, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I think they're gonna surprise.
They're gonna fight for the 8 seed.
I think they're gonna look better than what people are giving them credit for. Is what I think.
They're not getting a lot of credit right now.
No,
sure.
I know because they play in Sacramento, and but I think they're gonna be more decent than what we all think, what everybody thinks.
I hope so for their sake, because it's been quiet up there for a long time.
Well, they got young talent, so
you never know.
We'll see.
All right, so we've beat the West to death.
We sure did.
We sure did.
Are we gonna pick a West? Do you want to pick a Western champ right now?
Okay, the Warriors.
God, bro, you're so easy. Is that really a pick?
Is that too shocking?
Yes. Okay, the Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors.
Okay.
I just can't. I mean, I hate to sound like.
Well, I'm afraid I have to go with the Warriors too. I mean, seriously, when it's all said and done.
Exactly, and that's
It's just, I just wouldn't bet against them at this point.
Well, they've got the thing is they've got. In the new NBA, the NBA the way it is today, you have to have 2 stars, preferably 3. and I think they've got 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And well, let's call it 3 because Curry and Durant every night, and then you've got either Draymond Green or Klay Thompson. One or the other will be a star that night as well. So there's your 3 stars. And sometimes it's 4 because sometimes both of them will have great games. So it's just super tough, I think, for...
Well, Draymond does so many other things besides, put 30 points. Well, he never scores 30 points. But I'm just saying, right? The other guys score points.
Right.
He does other things that are valuable to the team that probably don't make him look like a superstar, but he's just as valuable as everybody else.
He's a hell of a player.
God, I really hate to pick the Warriors. I really did not want to pick the Warriors, but I just don't see another team that can really match up to them.
I don't see it either.
Okay.
All
right, so let's move on to the East.
On to the East.
And this is probably where you think it's a little more a toss-up, or no?
You know what's funny is I think this is a 2-team. I think this is a lot. This is similar to the West.
Think so?
I think there are 2 teams that are going to be head and shoulders above everybody else, and then I think it's going to be very entertaining to watch everything behind them, but ultimately not a big deal. So let's start in the Atlantic, where you've got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Right, because you've got the Celtics, Raptors, Sixers, Nets, and Knicks. And when I say talent, I'm talking about not the Knicks.
Right, or the Nets.
And not the Nets. The Celtics, to me, obviously are going to be very interesting to watch because what is this team going to be like with Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward back? It's a delicate balance. They went very far last year without those 2 guys. So they obviously have talent beyond those 2 gentlemen. Now they're coming back. They're obviously the leaders, the big dogs, the alpha males in the room. But the other guys have earned their stripes as well. How does that all mesh together? Normally, I would be concerned about that, except for one thing. Brad Stevens. I think Brad Stevens is an excellent coach, and I think he will be able to manage all of the egos in the room. I think Kyrie Irving is on a different level from most point guards in the league, and I think it's going to be very entertaining to watch that team not just play at a very high level, but grow into a team that's going to play at an even higher level than we're imagining right now. Because what we're imagining is different pieces that we've seen in different places, but not all together at the same time, which is what hopefully we will get this season.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics are loaded. They're loaded. Their bench is pretty decent. I don't trust Kyrie Irving staying healthy for most of the year. That part kind of scares me.
That is a concern.
And Gordon Hayward, you don't know how he is gonna come back and react, playing full speed 82 games, right?
Right. How's he gonna go on? How is he gonna play? How is he going to play on the second night of a back-to-back? Right.
But I mean, the rest of the team they've showed that they can play without those 2, which is what makes them so scary, right?
Right.
So. I mean,
they won 55 games last year without Gordon Hayward, and with I don't know how many games.
Now you played like missed, 30 maybe.
I mean, he missed a lot of them. So
I don't know. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I mean, they got so much young firepower on that team.
I really like Jason.
And they got a hell of a 6-man, Terry Rozier.
Yeah. I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be the class of the East.
So it sounds like we don't think Toronto or Philly could take them for the division.
Philly could. I still have question marks around Fultz.
He's worked on his shot, man.
Yeah, I know. So have I, and I'm not in the NBA.
I think the 76ers lost too much. Like I think they lost some shooters, and their bench is not the same. They were getting a lot of production from their bench last year.
Those are smaller pieces that the main cogs of that team are still there, right?
Well, yeah, but
and so that's, and again, the NBA is a 1, 2, 3 team, a league. You have those first 2 spots locked up solid with premier players. you're going to go a long way. All those other things certainly contribute, but it's not as big a deal as... I think Toronto is a bigger deal, right? Toronto is switching out stars and switching out coaches.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't mean to sound like I'm slighting Kawhi Leonard, but he's not going to play for Popovich now. He's going to play for somebody else.
That wasn't the coach of the year last year.
Right. And here's the thing about that. This is my real concern with Toronto. Toronto is going into this season as much concerned about 2019 as they are about 2018. Because they're going to do everything they can. Lay out the red carpet. Make Kawhi happy. So that they can re-sign him in 2019. And I don't think that's the right way to go. You have a team that's quite possibly good enough to win it now.
Right.
Focus on now. And let that stuff take care of itself. You win the championship right now, you increase your chances of signing Leonard for 2019 far more than if you're just nice to him.
Right.
You know, if you open the door for him, if you put like an extra mint on his pillow. So focus on this season. And it doesn't seem to me like the Raptors are focused on this season with him. They're focused as much on next year as they are on this year. And I think that's a bad way to go. And that's my real concern with the Raptors. I actually expect Philly to overtake them because I think the pieces that Philly has, you're right, they did move some off-the-bench pieces around, but what they have is solid. And I think Embiid is only going to get better. He had a great year last year. I think he's going to get better this year.
If Ben Simmons can develop a mediocre jump shot, he's going to be the scariest player. I mean, he's literally LeBron James 2.0.
Yeah. And
that's how good he is.
Look, and Ben Simmons, remember, he came off of an injury last year. So he came back after being injured. So whatever you saw last year, I think you're going to see some improvement this year. So, you know, they've got two young, really good pieces that went deep into the playoffs and played really significant games that made them tougher and stronger. And they're going to get better. So I think Philly will pass up Toronto, and I think it'll be Boston and Philly chasing down the top spot in the East. I think it'll be very interesting to watch those two teams.
The thing with Philly, though, is that they don't have these other good enough pieces, I think, around Embiid and Simmons. So it's you know, when you run into a good defensive team, you know, it's going to be, you know, double team those two and let the rest beat you with.
Right.
And they lived and died by the three last year.
That's where the development of Fultz will really make a big difference. Right. It could potentially, if he really develops, then the sky's the limit for them. Yeah. We won't be talking about them just being really good. We'll be talking about them being the best in the East and how will they match up with someone in the West, because they'll have a fantastic team. I just don't know that that's going to happen. So that's my hesitation on making them the best team.
Right.
The Nets and the Knicks.
I think they're going to be better.
The Nets will be. I think the Knicks will be terrible.
I think the Knicks will be a little better, especially once they get Porzingis back.
Well, that's the problem. They're not going to get him back for a bit.
I don't know, man. They got some nice players on the team.
Yeah, they do, and those but it's the same nice players they had last year. They won 29 games last year. They're projected to win 29 games this year, and I, for one, think they're going to win 29 games this year.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go Chris Davis. They're going to win 29 games for the next 3 seasons.
Well,
Chris Davis hits 247.
That's right. Every season for the last 4 seasons.
That's right. Yeah, there's not much to say with the Knicks or the Nets, unfortunately. Moving on to the Central, you've got Pacers, Bucks, Pistons, Cavs, and Bulls. The Pacers were impressive last year, but they really didn't do much to help out Oladipo this year. So I don't see much improvement there. Milwaukee is getting better. They've got the Greek Freak. I'm not even going to try to say that name because it takes too long.
Antetokounmpo.
We don't have that kind of time, bro.
New coach.
A new coach.
I don't have no idea who he is, but
you know, But I think they're going to get better just because they're growing. That's a young team as well.
Yeah.
Not as young as Phoenix, but it is a young basketball team that will continue to improve. I expect them to kind of take over for Indiana in that division. But I still don't think that they're... I don't think they're at the caliber of the Celtics, the Sixers, or even the Raptors.
You don't think they can challenge them for the East?
No.
No way.
For the top spot in the East?
Yeah.
They'd have to be better than all three of those teams. And I from my commentary earlier, obviously you can see that I'm a little bit nervous about Toronto. So yeah, maybe they can win more games than Toronto, but not more than Toronto, Philly, and Boston.
Yeah.
So I just don't think they're going to be that good. Who do you like most in that division?
I'm leaning towards Milwaukee just because they got the Greek Freak.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's just going to be between them and the Pacers. The other team that I think will come close will be the Pistons. I think they got Dwayne Casey, the Coach of the Year, Blake Griffin with Andre Drummond.
How many times does a team improve the most by going out and getting the Coach of the Year from the previous season?
You got to have the players, too.
But
right, yeah. No.
Honestly, like a big part
Really,
of their improvement is going to be the fact that they just picked up the Coach of the Year. How many times do you get to go out and get the Coach of the Year?
And he's an upgrade over Van Gundy.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Right?
I agree. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think they won't win the division, but they'll be in the run for a playoff spot.
I agree with you. I agree that they will be in the run for a playoff spot for sure. And then the Cavs.
Ah, man.
What a beating, huh? So the Cavs won 50 games last year. They're projected to win 31. The Lakers won 35, projected to win 49. So the Lakers swung 14, but the Cavs swung 19.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
I think it would be wise for the Cavaliers to get rid of Kevin Love and just freaking
start over.
Yeah, just get assets, man. Draft picks, right? I mean, you can. Well, I don't know how much you can get for him, right? But
2019 is supposed to be a big free agency year.
But you unload. He's 30, 31. You unload a big contract, and you drafted Colin Sexton,
right.
Who's who knows, right?
Right. He's supposed to be all that in a bag of chips.
Yeah, I mean, just freaking start over.
Might not be a bad way to go. I mean. Look, going down to 30 wins, if that projection is correct, that pretty much is starting over.
Yeah.
How long do you think before J.R. Smith works his way over to L.A.?
Oh, man. No. LeBron won't let that happen. There's no way he wants anything to do with J.R. Smith. There's no way.
You think those two talk at all?
Hell no.
Hey, man, you know I'm sorry about that thing, right?
LeBron James will mail him 10 boxes of Hennessy to keep him away from LA. He's like, bro, don't even bother coming here. I got you with the Hennessy.
Hey, man, you're not still mad about that Game 1 thing, are you? You know that was an innocent mistake, right?
Oh, God.
I didn't mean that shit.
You know, and he's in mid-season form because him and Marcus Smart got into it in a preseason game, and funny enough, he didn't get thrown out of the game, but Marcus Smart did.
For not being smart.
There's been a couple of ejections already in preseason.
Steve Kerr got ejected. Said, "Fine, I don't want to be here anyway."
He said, "I don't want to be here anyway."
I said that when I got fired one time. Like, sir, we're gonna have to let you out. I'm like, fine, I didn't want to be here anyway.
I don't want to work here anyway.
That's right. Got my shit. Just give me my money and I'll leave.
God.
And they said they went into their pocket and got all the change they had. And they go,
here's your comp.
Yeah, there you go. 42 cents. Enjoy. And then the Bulls. The Bulls are going to be terrible.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty damn bad.
They didn't do much.
They didn't do much of anything.
They didn't do much. Well, the sun has come out.
It's shining. The light is on us. We're under pressure.
I think God must be a Cavaliers fan because we just talked bad about the Cavaliers.
We sure did.
Talk bad about the Cavaliers.
J.R. Smith heard us.
J.R. Smith. We just got a hex from J.R. Smith.
God damn.
And then in the Southeast, Washington, Miami, Charlotte, Orlando, and Atlanta.
Listen, the Wizards picking up Dwight Howard, that's a curse right there.
Oh yeah,
I
they
mean,
won.
I
Won
really-
43 games last year. I picked mid-30s this year.
That bad?
Well, I mean,
With John Wall and Bradley Beal?
is Bradley Beal still there?
Yeah. Yeah. That
They're gonna trade him.
But see, I see that similar as to the whole Trailblazer situation, right? It's like, how long are they going to be together and be mediocre?
That one's worse though.
Yeah.
That one's worse because that one's toxic between them. So at least in Portland, Lillard and McCollum get along and
Yeah.
they like playing together.
Right.
Wall and Beal don't. And now they brought in another head case in Dwight Howard.
I don't see that. That's a waste of talent, right there.
That's one of those upgrade in talent, downgrade in chemistry. That locker room,
Yeah, I don't.
I would not want to be there.
That mean the Southeast is easy for me. I think it's Miami Heat. I think the Heat take that division, and don't be surprised if they trade for Jimmy Butler at some point. Because I really think they were close to doing the trade.
Look,
and Pat Riley doesn't stay still, and Eric Spoelstra doesn't get the damn credit that he deserves.
I think that I think
Dwayne
for
Wade's
sure,
last year.
I think for sure, if they manage to get Butler, they win that division easily.
Yeah.
Easily. In fact, if they win that division, if they get Butler before the season starts, that becomes a 50-win team, in my opinion.
It's really bright in here, and it's starting to bug the hell out of me. You should put some curtains. Why don't you do that? Put some curtains with flowers on there, and make it look all pretty.
Kind of like your notebook?
What notebook? Yeah, I mean,
I hope Miami gets Jimmy Butler because I'd like to see them come out of there.
yeah, because I mean he's gonna.
Otherwise, that division is boring.
Yeah, Charlotte is another team that I think that they're a loss streak away of just freaking getting rid of Kemba Walker. He's another one that I think would benefit from going.
I don't think they're going to get rid of him. Michael Jordan loves that guy. Loves him. Thinks he's great.
Yeah, well, I mean that's all they got. I can't name another player on that team.
I agree with you.
So it sounds like the Eastern Conference is just going to be a shitty conference altogether.
All the fun's going to be in the Atlantic, right? Because you've got Boston, Toronto, and the Sixers. So it'll be entertaining there. What do you think about Trae Young in Atlanta?
I think he's going to be all right. I haven't seen him much in the preseason, but
I'm not high on Trae Young at all.
But I mean, he might be. The Hawks may be a one-trick pony.
Which is going to make it very difficult for him.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
People are talking about him being the next Steph Curry, but
nah.
Not by himself. He's not going to be.
No,
he doesn't have that kind of shot. As much as people want to say, they think that just because he's a guard and he shoots a lot, that he's going to score a lot. No, he's a good shooter, but he's not a Steph Curry shooter. I mean, Steph Curry is a great shooter, and Steph Curry can be a one-trick pony on a team. Trae Young's not that kind of shooter. I think he's being set up to fail. Not intentionally, but I just think that they think he's going to be the man, and I don't think so.
Yeah, no, they'll be.
He's not that kind of shooter. All right, so
who do you got coming out the East? Let me guess.
The Cavs.
You have the Celtics coming out.
No, I have the Cavs.
I'm gonna write that shit down
so that we can have Warriors Cavs again
for the fifth straight year.
That's right. Have them in the finals one more time. It's got to be the Cavs, right?
Yeah, I agree.
No, I think it's going to be the Celtics coming out of the East, and I think Brad Stevens is going to be the difference there. He's gonna mesh all that talent together, distribute the minutes well, and that team's going to be pretty darn good.
Yeah. Wow.
Who do you have coming out of the East?
I mean, I should have went first. I mean, I don't see any other team competing with the Celtics. I mean, unless they have.
You think it's going to be easy for the Celtics?
Yeah, they just have that much.
The amount of talent on that team is ridiculous.
I mean, when you go through all 30 teams and you look at the starting lineups, I mean, you can argue that they might have a better starting lineup than the Warriors do. Seriously, 1 through 5, I'm talking.
Yeah, 1 through 5. Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
So
They're super talented.
I mean, you look at Toronto; they got 1.5
1.5
superstars. If you want to call them superstars, I'm just saying superstars. 76ers, they have 2.
2.
Pacers, 1. Milwaukee, 1.
1.5.
You know, it's just, I think it's just too much. And then when you have, who probably should have been the coach of the year, he didn't win coach of the year last year. Let me tell you. I mean,
that's amazing when you stop and think about it. So they won 4 games less than the Raptors when their 2 best guys out for a majority of the season.
Yeah.
And he didn't win coach of the
and
year.
went further, right?
Well, the coach of the year is for the regular season.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, my bad. Yeah, but still.
That's a disservice.
So I'm on. Yeah, I have to pick the Celtics.
It's hard not to. All right.
So here comes the.
Now here's the dilemma.
Here's the dilemma right here.
Who's gonna win the championship? So we both have Warriors Celtics in the finals. I will let you go first, and I'll tell you this: I will pick the opposite side. Because I have an argument for both. I think both of them can win. I'll let you pick first and tell you how wrong you're going to be.
I don't think there's really an argument for both. The argument is just, are the Warriors, once they get to this point, if they can get to this point, are they going to be bored with the, you know what I'm saying? I just think that they playing together for so many years is gonna matter. I just think the Warriors are gonna win. That's it. That's my excuse.
You're wrong.
Well, if I would have picked the Celtics, I would have been wrong too.
I think the Celtics are gonna win. The Celtics will beat the Warriors, and I'll tell you why. I think Brad Stevens is a great coach. I think X's and O's, he's a better coach than Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr is a better manager of people. And that's what has been so good with the Warriors because he's been able to manage all that talent. But I think X's and O's, it'll be Brad Stevens that really makes a difference there. And the other thing is, I think Kyrie Irving will outplay Steph Curry. Remember when he was on the Cavs, he dominated in those series against the Warriors, and it's a shame that they couldn't win more. But Kyrie Irving, to me, is, I almost dare to say, the best point guard in the league. He's not the same kind of shooter that Steph Curry is. I understand that. But there's something else about him that makes him very good. His distribution of the ball and understanding, his defensive play is very good. And I think that is going to make a huge difference. I don't think the Celtics are the kind of team that are going to let Draymond Green get in their head.
Wouldn't that be something? Marcus Smart against Draymond Green? Oh, wow.
There you go. And I think that in a season where everything is going to come so easily for the Warriors, I think when it's 2-2 and they have to go to Game 5 with the Celtics and they're like, what the hell? We're not blowing these people out of the water like we've blown everyone else out all year. I think they're gonna be amazed, and I think the Celtics will come through and win it.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be able to hold Kevin Durant. Jason Tatum's not gonna be able to hold Kevin Durant.
We'll see.
I don't think so. When you have Kevin Durant and Steph Curry,
we shall see.
And Klay Thompson,
we shall see.
Man, who's your MVP for this season? There's a lot out there.
Look, I think the best player in the league this year is going to be Anthony Davis, but he's not going to win the MVP.
Okay.
Anthony Davis is the best player in this league. He's going to prove it. He is going to be top 5 in just about every offensive category there is, except for maybe steals and assists. But I mean, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, free throw percentage, just everything. He is something else. He is going to be something else. But the turnaround that the Lakers will have even if they only go to 45 games, if they go from 35 to 45, which is my prediction, just the whole media, just the whole LeBron came to LA thing, I think LeBron will finally get it.
Think so?
And I think LeBron will put up unbelievable numbers, maybe the best numbers of his career, because he will have to do more than ever. He'll have to do more this season to get the Lakers to 45 than he did last season to get the Cavs to 50.
But why would you give it to a player that's not even going to be top 3?
Top 3 what?
His team won't even be top 3.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, James Harden got it. Why? Because his team was ranked number 1 last year.
It doesn't matter.
Obviously, it does.
Well, no, it does. It matters. I take it back. It does matter. But there are other factors that weigh in as well.
Anthony Davis should have gotten it last year.
Oh, absolutely.
So the fact that he didn't get it because
But
Harden's team.
But Anthony Davis compared to LeBron James is not. I'm sorry. Anthony Davis compared to James Harden is not the same as LeBron James compared to Anthony Davis. Who's a bigger name?
Doesn't matter who's a bigger name. This doesn't matter who's a bigger name. It matters your stats.
To you and me, if you and I had a ballot, we would worry about the stats.
Yeah, but
to the people that vote on this, it's different. Right? My point is, if whoever's number 1, that's fine. When Anthony Davis is the guy with the great stats on call it a B team,
okay,
he doesn't get it. But when LeBron James has the stats on a B team, it's LeBron James.
No.
He'll get the votes. He'll win it.
Yeah, I guess, which is bullshit. I think the MVP is going to come out of the Eastern Conference. I don't know who. I'm going to go with the Greek Freak. I think he takes a step into being one of the Greek Freak.
I noticed you actually wrote Greek Freak.
Yeah, I mean, you want to spell his name?
Yeah,
that's as far as I get.
And
yeah,
that's
no,
about as far as I go.
I think he's gonna get the Bucks moving in the right direction. They're gonna be up at the top.
It's not a bad pick.
And last year he was great. He could have won it last year, getting them into the playoffs. I mean, he had a pretty.
I wouldn't have given it to him last year.
He had a pretty good season.
He had a great season. For me, last year was very close between Harden and Davis.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So
Rookie of the Year.
Oh shit. It's gonna come down. It's gonna be a close race between 3 players. I think it's gonna be three. I think it's gonna be Ayton from the Suns, Doncic from the Mavericks, and Kevin Knox from the Knicks. Is what I think.
Okay, but you got to pick one.
I'll go with Kevin Knox.
From the Knicks.
From the Knicks.
Interesting.
I think not having Porzingis there, I think they're gonna look. He's gonna take over a few games.
Right.
So it'll give him some exposure. Going with Kevin Knox. Plus, I like the name. It's pretty cool.
It is.
Kevin Knox with a K.
I'm torn between the other 2 gentlemen that you mentioned. I think Ayton's going to be good, but I think Doncic. Is it Doncic?
Doncic.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I think Doncic is the real deal. I think he's one of those European guys. Whenever these European guys come over, you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. You just don't know what you're going to get. You could get, Petrovic, or you could get, whoever the bust was that the Pistons had years ago.
Darko Milicic.
Yeah, Darko Milicic, right? It could go one extreme or the other, right? You just never know. But I think this Doncic kid is the real deal, and he's got Nowitzki there to kind of groom him in. And look, the Mavs have nothing else, so
they got Dennis Smith. He was a pretty good rookie last year.
Yeah, that's true.
But yes, after that,
it really drops off, and Doncic is going to be.
You think he wins it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Doncic.
What's his first? I don't know. Lucas Doncic?
Luka.
Luka
or Lucas? Yeah, Luka, I think. I think it's without the S.
Yeah, Doncic is a good pick.
Ayton just makes me a little nervous in terms of... I'm not quite sure what it is about that guy. There's something about Ayton that makes me nervous as to how good he's going to be in the NBA. And I think it's that running beef he's got with Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there's something not right about a guy who has not played a minute in the NBA talking shit to a guy who's already played in the NBA. You know what I mean? It makes me a little bit nervous. Like, it just makes me wonder, is this kid's head where it needs to be in order to be effective at this level? Does he think he's already so good that he's not going to continue to work on his game at the level that these guys in the NBA... Because that's the thing, right? A lot of these guys come out of college and they think, oh, you know, I'm NBA ready. And what they don't understand is the Anthony Davises of the world, the LeBron James of the world, the Steph Currys, the Kevin Durants of the world, those guys are still working on their game.
Right.
They're not like, yeah, we're the shit and that's it. They're still working.
Right. Adding on to that, he plays a position that has gotten lost over the years, right?
Yeah.
Center position. There aren't many centers. So you better be working to be to the elite level of Embiid and Anthony Davis. If not, you're gonna get forgotten about.
Yeah,
no one's gonna pay attention to you. No one's gonna prepare for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he really good point. He needs to have his head on.
Head on straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
I mean, I think that's it. I think we covered the awards. NBA. And we covered enough of the NBA.
Oh, you know what we didn't cover?
What?
Who's going to win the slam dunk contest?
Oh, yeah. Who cares?
Speaking of who cares, you and I have talked about this privately.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. The NBA is, the product itself is at times unwatchable. And unwatchable in the sense that there's too much ISO, no defense. You know, the first 3 quarters of the game don't seem to matter. And I think the NBA has taken note. Mm-hmm. Did you know you can purchase the fourth quarter of select NBA games that are not in your market?
No, I did not.
So the fourth quarter of NBA games are pay-per-view.
Wow.
Isn't that something? The NBA knows how shitty the first 3 quarters of basketball games are, that they've actually found value in the fourth quarter, and they're going to try to sell you that. Isn't that something?
Well, too bad, because there's more bad teams than good teams in the NBA, so I'm not going to pay to watch the fourth quarter of the Hawks and the Mavericks.
Really?
Really? I don't care if it was for free.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch the fourth quarter of that game regardless.
But that says a lot. I think that says a lot about how...
It says 2 things to me, right? One, it validates our point that the NBA is just about unwatchable in the first 3 quarters. No one wants to watch it. Mm-hmm. But it also says to me, they got some marketing geniuses over at the NBA offices that came up with that idea. They said, yeah, our product is shit. The only part worth watching is the fourth quarter. Hey, let's sell the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing marketing right there.
Pay by quarter.
Yeah. Do I get a discount if I watch the first 3 quarters?
Seriously.
So how about instead of $1.99 for the fourth quarter, I pay 99 cents for the whole game?
Yeah, but then if it goes to overtime, they cut it off and then they can pay for overtime.
Is overtime $2.99?
Yeah, it's got to be a little extra. Because it's overtime.
Every time we've ever been to a baseball game, right? When it's close and we get into the 9th inning, we sit there and we're like, extra innings, free baseball, right?
That's right.
Shouldn't overtime be free basketball?
No. The NBA is playing chess, not checkers. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins is rubbing off on everyone.
$2.99. I wonder how that works. I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's got to be included, or maybe
what
is it? $1.99 for the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
So it'd be like $2.50.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. $2.99 for overtime.
Well, no. But they'll say $2.50 in case it goes to overtime, and you won't get refunded if it doesn't.
Oh, but then once it goes into overtime, if you want to buy that, it's $2.99 for you.
That's right.
But you buy early, it's $2.50.
And don't let it go to double overtime.
No. Here you go. $1.99 for the fourth quarter. $2.50. You buy the fourth quarter and overtime up front.
Right.
$2.75 if you buy fourth quarter and however many overtimes, and then $3.50 if it goes into overtime and you didn't pre-buy it.
I mean, we could easily have a job by tomorrow if they would listen to us.
I'm telling you, with today, but
That's crazy.
In today's age where everything, I mean, look, you can live bet games now, right?
Yeah.
If you can live bet, what they're doing is fantastic. You can literally push a button at the end of the third quarter and buy the fourth quarter of a shitty game. I mean,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden and you know what? Here's where this is going to pay off. If the NBA can somehow structure their schedule such that it becomes more conducive to fantasy basketball, you fantasy freaks will buy the fourth quarter.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't because you're not that kind of fantasy freak. But I know a bunch of fantasy freaks. You know what fantasy freak I'm talking about, right? The guy that's got 6 teams in 6 different leagues and basically roots for everyone, right? Like on Sunday, he's watching the game. He's rooting for Drew Brees and the Washington defense.
Right. Yeah.
that guy's buying the fourth quarter.
You think sports betting has made the NBA in this case change their way? I think that has a ripple effect.
Maybe not the NBA because, well, sports betting in general, yes.
Right, I'm saying has sports betting in general kind of.
But fantasy has a very real effect on football. Not on the game itself, but on the way it's marketed to us, right?
Yeah.
The Red Zone channel,
right,
and just all kinds of shit like that. And just from a ratings perspective, right? Yeah. I mean, you and I have been to the bar to watch football. And how many women are sitting in there, don't give a shit about the game. They're worried about their fantasy team.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hate that.
So, I mean, look. And I'm sorry to bring up fantasy because I know it's a sore point for you because you got hosed last week. Yeah. But anyway. So, yeah, I wonder how the overtime thing works with the NBA.
Well,
I wonder if they're going to do it with... It probably won't sell much early in the season. But I'm guessing in the second half, you know how they... this is what I bet you they do. On those TNT games, I bet you, and I don't know how we would ever find this out, but I bet you they will have more live look-ins early in the season to get people used to that.
Right.
So that when you get to after the All-Star break and people are in the playoff chase, people are like, no more live look-ins? God damn, I'm about to buy the fourth quarter of this, Utah-Denver game.
Yeah, but during the week, like on NBA on TNT, they usually have the prime,
Right, they've got the prime game.
Yeah, they're not going to...
Okay, but for you, who likes the Knicks and the Nets, they're not going to be on TNT.
Well, no, but they're probably...
What if all of a sudden they're making a surge to a playoff spot? Aren't you going to want to watch the fourth quarter of that Knicks-Hawks game?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think it's fascinating. Marketing wise, I think it's genius by the NBA.
Yeah,
but you're not getting my $1.99.
No, I'm gonna save my couple dollars.
I mean, if it was 99 cents, I might do it.
If it was free, I wouldn't do it.
I don't know. I ate like 5 chili cheese dogs from Sonic the other day because they were 99 cents. 99
That's okay.
Cents.
That's food.
99 cents make me do some crazy shit, man.
That's food. I understand.
I ate 20 mozzarella sticks a couple weeks ago because they were $1 a piece. So anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, that's it, man.
That's it, man. Hey, that was fun. That was a good time.
Wraps up our NBA preview.
I hope y'all jotted all this down. Hey, if you guys have thoughts on our picks, you want to share your picks with us, go right ahead. You can contact the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to talk to Alex and tell him that the Sacramento Kings are going to be the worst team in the league this year, you can reach him at...
Brooklyn Gaucho on Twitter.
Sorry, bro. Go ahead, give me a little tagline.
This is just a preview
Look,
show.
he just wants you to follow him.
This is just
Don't
a
be a
preview
leader.
show.
Just follow the guy at Brooklyn Gaucho. If you want to share your opinions with me, you can do so on Twitter as well, at eMontana21. With that, we have come to the end of a wonderful episode.
Yes,
the
sir.
NBA preview, 2018-19 NBA preview episode of the Positive Sports Podcast. Hey, for those of you who are wondering if we're going to talk baseball, football, whatever's really going on in the world as opposed to just previewing stuff, there is another Positive Sports Podcast coming your way later on this week. Probably in a day or two, I would guess.
Yes.
We will be breaking down the ALCS, Astros, Red Sox, the NLCS, Dodgers, Brewers, Week 6 of the NFL. We might even talk a little boxing if you guys are into Terrence Crawford and Joseph Benavidez. Should be a good fight tonight. I'm looking forward to that. What else is going on in the real world of sports?
That's pretty much it. I think baseball's...
I'm all in on this ALCS.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
This is going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Love it.
So, we will talk to you guys soon. And as always, folks, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.